YouTube? It's your boy Ziggy Doom. How everybody doing out there, man? Another day, another podcast. I think I've been behind on my podcast. I haven't really been doing a lot. I think I'm what? My last one was like a month ago. I can't remember. But anyway, we back at it, man. So shout out to everybody, man. Like I always say, to everybody that watch my podcast and support me and has been on my channel for a while. I started thinking like 2009, and my channel was a old different. It was a whole different setup. It wasn't nothing about podcasts or anything like that. It was more so for my kids. The OGs know that already. But and then I decided to. I mean, it changed with the direction of what the way things was going and my interests and everything. So now it's turned into a podcast. Podcasting is my something I enjoy doing. Like I said, I just like talking. And I try not to talk just for no reason at all. We have enough people that do that, right? I try to talk for a reason. And I figure if I could put it in the podcast, people can just, get bored one day, listen to it. And it might give them some insight, some enlightenment, some anger, some disagreements. They could be bored or they just don't care at all. But I I really enjoy doing these and I'm gonna keep doing them. I gotta try to do them at a consistent basis so that my OG subscribers can know a set date whenever I do my podcast. But anyway, man, let's get into some topics. First of all, go Bears. 4 game winning streak. We play Baltimore this week. I think they like 1-5. And we don't know if Lamar Jackson gonna be playing. If he does play, that'll be the game plan is obviously gonna be a little different than if he doesn't play. I personally want him to play because how are we gonna measure how good we are if we play against backups and second string and not the full team? So I don't want to take. I mean, getting a win in the NFL is hard, but I don't want to take the 4 wins and well you got them because this person was hurt, that person was out or whatever. Nah, we if we gonna measure how good we really are, we got to play teams at their best on their turf. So but we got a chance to be on a 5 game win streak. Now I don't remember the last time we had a 5 game win streak. I think like 2018. So it's kind of a big deal, man. Kind of a big deal. So let's get into this food stamp thing, right? So the government shut down, and when the government shuts down, I put it in one of my shorts. The government shuts down, the funding stops. All government programs, the funding stops for them if they don't come into an agreement for the next fiscal year, and they haven't done that clearly. So one of the things that the government funds is food stamps, SNAP, supplemental needy assistance for families. I don't know what the acronym means, but it's food stamps, right? EBT. And if they don't get enough funding, then they're going to run out in November. This isn't a hoax. This isn't a scam. This isn't a joke. That they're going to run out. And some states are telling people, hey, go to home shelters and see if they got food there or buy some non-perishable foods, get a lot of canned foods. And it's real. I don't qualify for food stamps. I've tried back in the day and they just laughed at me when I went in the office and I didn't think it was funny. But yeah, I don't I'm not eligible for them. But the people that do use them, it will be a significant hindrance, a burden, right? Because if that's how you get your food, now you don't get the money for food, what you gonna do? Now, I mean, you know how the internet is. They saying people gonna riot and revolt and start stealing and yada yada. I don't know, but I don't think that'll really solve anything. Like going out stealing stuff and rioting and all that looting. But I mean, people gotta survive, right? You gotta feed your family. I don't. I my personal opinion on EBT is I think it's something that if you are going through hard times, use it and try to get yourself together. But no one should just live off of food stamps, right? You shouldn't even want to live off of food stamps. You should want to wake up and say, what can I do to take care of my family without government assistance? I mean, that's kind of the purpose of having a family, right? Like if you can't take care of your family without government assistance, then you probably shouldn't be trying to have a family. I don't know. That never made sense to me. But it's. I mean, the people that use it, it is potentially there are going to be some changes in November if they can't reach an agreement. And I don't think Congress is anywhere near that. You got the left and the right. They so divided. I mean, it's so much bickering, and the needs of the people. I'm not getting into politics. I'm not going to do that, but I'll say this. The needs of the people should be the most important thing when governments are formed and when governments come up with resolutions and laws. It should be what benefits the needs of the people. But I think our politics is more so about what benefits the needs of the politician. And that's not what governments was designed for. Governments aren't even supposed to be permanent. They're only supposed to come together when there's a major conflict to resolve it. So it's all messed up, man. I just hope that the people that use it, they have a plan B. And ultimately you don't want to live on food stamps. But in this day and time, this economy is real hard. People living check to check, man. And it's real hard. So you gotta do what you gotta do. Hope it works out for you guys that do use food stamps. Chauncey Billups. I mean, that's another big topic. Chauncey Billups used to play for the Detroit, got a championship with him. He's a head coach now. He is like one of the big names of this illegal poker ring that was headed by him and allegedly some people of the mafia. I got to say allegedly, right? Because none of this is proven. So usually when the feds go after somebody, though, as y'all seen with Diddy, they don't just accuse you. They wait years. The feds have unlimited funding, right? So they wait years and years and years to build a case. So it's not like they just heard something and then went to his house. No, they got stuff against him from 2019. And back then, there was no real regulations on underground gambling. I mean, it was still illegal, but no one really cared. It was pretty much run by the mafia, and the feds and the mafia don't have a good history together. So when stuff did happen, it kind of like, whatever. You shouldn't be gambling anyway legally. So that's kind of what the rub was. But it's just so much going on now. And I think these feds, the head of the FBI, I think they're trying to make name for themselves and build career cases. So I think they getting some people, man. They got Diddy. He was guilty. I mean, they got him. They going after Billups. And a lot of people are wondering, are they doing this to get people to not think about the Epstein files? Because the Epstein files is really big too. There's some names in those files and some people that went to that island that are very prominent figures. But see, this is the thing when you have money and you have power and you're corrupt, when you're corrupt, you have money, you have power. It's a bad combination because you tend to sway into certain directions. Corruption, money, power, greed, it all ties in. And those people that went to the island are pretty prominent. They got money. So, I don't think they do. I don't think they want the Epstein files to get out, but I don't think they're doing all this to try to, deter the public from the Epstein files. And guys, we don't have to beat around the bush, right? We don't have the most legit upstanding government. We don't. We have corrupt politicians. We have people that are trying to hide the Epstein files, and we know this. But what can we do about it? What can you guys do about it? And people say, well, you vote, right? You vote this person, that person. But, do your research. Understand who's for what their track history is, what their track record is, and go from there. Or you can get into it yourself, start at the city council level, move on up. But yeah, Chauncey Billups in this illegal ring, it's one of those reasons why you shouldn't shouldn't play poker somewhere where you don't know anybody. And these people they don't play $100, $200, they play hundreds of thousands of dollars. So I personally don't feel bad for these people that were doing this illegal poker gambling and lost their money. I don't feel bad for them. But, if you break the law, then you got to be, you get caught, you got to be held accountable. I don't know what's going to happen with Chauncey Billups. There's a lot of allegations saying he bet on his team. And if you bet on your team, that's like a permanent ban from the NBA. You can't do that. Y'all remember Pete Rose, right? And it wasn't just him. It was Damon Jones and Terry Rozier. They actually showed the game that Terry Rozier told people to take the under, allegedly, told people to take the under. And if you watch him play that game, knowing that people took the under on his stats, I'm not going to lie, man, it does look like he was throwing the game. He was shaving points. And that's one game, but usually with things like this, the feds, they come for everybody. They get somebody, they make a deal with that person, and then they go after everybody. Now, y'all know Gilbert Arenas was in some stuff, and now he's on the internet laughing and making fun of it and calling himself a snitch and all that stuff. I don't know if he said anything, but I do know if he knew something, he definitely would say something. He Gil don't have no shame, no shame or anything about telling. Like, yeah, he did it, she did it, they did it, we did it. I didn't do it, I wasn't there. So I don't know, but they this ain't the end of it. This is gonna be a big thing. They bringing some names, some people down. So you gotta. I mean, we'll see what happens as the story develops. Now, another topic I had. Once again, I get these from my friends when I be talking to random conversations, and I write them down. What are we owed? Do you think somebody owes you something? Do you think you deserve a better life, or you are a good person, so good things should always happen to you? What are we owed? I I don't really think we owed anything. Um, we all created. I'm not gonna say equal. That's kind of cliche, but we're all created. I got to be careful with my word. As Americans, okay, I don't. As Americans, we are created with with the chance and the opportunity to give ourselves a better life. Got to be real careful with my words. This internet, man. As Americans, you're born, you're created. You know, you 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 have an opportunity to create a better life for yourself. Now, you can be born in a bad circumstance. You could be born abusive parents, abusive friends, abusive whatever. But that doesn't have to define you. I'm not saying it's something easy to overcome and easy to change or, but it doesn't have to define you. And at what point in your life do you wake up and say, you know what? I'm in control of my life. My choices are gonna affect the outcome of my life. Forget what happened to me. Forget what burdens I had and what I shortcomings I had when I was born. Forget that. What choices am I gonna make to make my life better? Now, if you make good choices and you continuously make good choices, then you you should have you probably gonna have a better chance at having a good a good life. But if you make bad choices, then I mean, do we really? And that's where accountability comes into play. Like you can't keep making bad choices and then saying, woe is me, right? How many adults constantly make bad choices, even if they meant well, even if you meant well, like, I met this person and they were nice and I got involved with them. I wanted the relationship to work, but it didn't work. What, how much did you know about the person? Did you get the time to know about this person? Did you check for red flags? Did you find out about their history? Because even if you mean well, if you don't make a choice the right way, it is still gonna go bad. If you business deals, you get in business with the wrong people. You don't do your research, your homework. Trust is something that's very valuable. But trust isn't something that you just shake your hands on and I trust this person. No. What's that person's history? What do they do? What have they done? Like, why'd you trust them? And that's just a small thing. But when you make choices, you gotta think about them because as you get older, those choices are gonna have much more of a significant impact. When you're a teenager and you making bad choices, right? That's kind of what you're supposed to do because you learn from it. Like, oh yeah, when I was young, I did all this crazy stuff. I was at the club, I did drugs, I went with a lot of people, I stole, whatever. You know, that's kind of when you make the bad choices, but you learn like, okay, I did that when I was young. It's wrong. So why would you keep doing it when you get older? What do you think the outcome is going to be? It's going to be the same. You make a bad choice when you're young, you keep making that bad choice, the outcome is going to be the same. And if you keep making bad choices, don't feel bad for yourself, right? Don't do this pity party like, oh, why is the world so hard? Why is everybody against me? Everybody ain't against you. You against yourself because of the choices you make. Do some research first before you make choices. Don't just make a choice because you want it to go well or you want it to work or it means everything to you. Nah, do your homework. You want to relocate to somewhere? Okay. Where do I want to relocate? What's the cost of living? What's the job market? How much can I afford? How much money do I need? And the more people you rely on when you make certain choices, the more chances that choice can go bad. The more people get involved. So I would recommend making sound choices based on you. Like, what can I do? I'm in complete control of this choice I make. I don't have to depend on this person or this roommate or that coworker or that friend. No, it's all gonna be dependent on me. Start from there. Can you make choices based off of that? And then go from there. Now, sorry, y'all, my new setup is kind of wonky. Bear with me. But go from there, and if if it goes bad, then it's on you. Like, hey, it went bad, but it was a choice I made that I thought was good, that I meant well from, that I thought about. I did my research, and it didn't go right, and that happens too. Sometimes we make choices and they don't go well. But you learn from it, and then you can still make better choices. But when you make choices that involve other people, right? Well, I was going to stay here with this person, and I thought it would work because we like the same color or we knew each other for 30 years. Eh, Sometimes that ain't enough. Let me tell you something, man. When two adults live with each other and they not in a relationship, it's not the easiest thing in the world to do. It's not because you have different values, different beliefs, different standards, different levels of hygiene, all that. That stuff plays a role. It really plays a role. And you I don't know if this sounds crazy or not, but you, you really don't want to live with an adult when you're an adult, right? Like, if you relocate and you got to stay with somebody to get on your feet, that's fine. That's one thing. But if you have to constantly live with from this person to that person, something what's the common denominator? It's you. You doing something wrong. Or you're not doing enough of something, or you doing too much of the wrong thing. Like, you focused on the wrong things. So that's just one aspect of the choice, right? You can, with a car, like, you want to get a car because you like the color or because you like the style. But is the car practical? What are the miles per gallon? What is the maintenance record on this car? How often do you have to get it fixed? Has it had any recalls? Do your homework first. I don't understand. People don't do that. They just, oh, that looks like a nice car and it's only X amount of money a month. I can afford it. What did you factor in? Maintenance, right? Did you factor in the cost of gas? Insurance. Some cars look nice, but then you get that $150 oil change. You like, wait a minute, what? So I don't know. I mean, it's just bad choices, and people that constantly make bad choices, more than likely, they're gonna make a lot of excuses. You're gonna hear more excuses out of people that make bad choices if they care, right? Some people don't care. They make a bad choice. I don't care, whatever. But the people that do care, they keep making bad choices. I promise you, they're gonna make a lot of excuses. If you don't believe me, go up to somebody that you know make a lot of bad choices and ask them, why did you make that choice? Why did you make that choice? Why did you make that choice? And they're gonna have excuses up the wazoo. That what they probably not gonna say, you know what? I'm just a person that makes bad choices. And even if they do, admit to that, right? Now you're admitting you're a person to make bad choices. What are you gonna do about it? Stop making bad choices. Seems pretty obvious, right? But how do you stop making bad choices? Like, how? Well, look at the choices you made, why you made them. Don't do that again. Start from there. It's no coincidence you end up in the same positions that you always end up in over and over, just with different people in different circumstances. It's not a coincidence. There's one common denominator. Why all your relationships don't work? Why the people you stay with don't work? Why? There's one common denominator in all those. It's you. It is you. That's the common denominator. Whether you mean well or not. That means if it's you, then it's something that you need to fix. And you can't wait for somebody else to fix it. You can't wait for the solution to fall in your lap. That's crazy. Imagine me saying, you know what, if I just met the right person, my life would be so much better. That's taking all accountability off of me and putting it on some random person that's, I guess, supposed to fall out the sky and land in my lap. No, that's not how that works. It's, hey, look, I make bad choices. What can I do to make my situation better? And you would think that when you tell somebody that, hey, you're making bad choices, you need to tighten up, you know. You would think when you tell somebody that, they like, oh, you're right, I do. And you give them examples of how they made bad choices over and over and over. You would think when you tell them stop making bad, they would receive it well. No, they don't. People don't like criticism. I mean, criticism, if it's truthful, if it's enlightening, if it's constructive, it should be okay. Now, if you just bashing somebody just for no merit at all because you feel some kind of way about them, nah, that's not cool. But if you like, look, bruh, look at your life. Look at your life. Look at what you're doing. Look at where you at. Look at where you want to be. Look at where you probably should be, and realize that it's you. How long can we blame how we were raised, or the lack of love, or the abuse, or whatever, or the job market being bad, or the area I live in, the cost of living too high? How long can we blame these things before we say it's on us? And here's another thing, y'all. Listen, one thing I'm not gonna do is take advice from a person that make bad choices. Does that even sound right? I mean, think about it. A person that makes bad choices consistently, whether they mean well or not, it don't matter. You mean well, you're still a bad choice. You probably shouldn't have done that. I'm not gonna take their advice. Not really. Right? Is that harsh? Is that bad to say no disrespect, but I don't think I'm gonna listen to your advice. And it don't have to be, oh Lord, if it's feel like a fashion advice, like, hey, maybe you should wear that shirt because that shirt is, something like that. Or, maybe you should bring an umbrella because it's supposed to rain. Okay, cool. But when you trying to tell me about life, like life choices, nah, I ain't listening to you. Where you at in your life? What you doing? What you got going on? Nothing? Oh, okay. Well, yeah, thanks, but no thanks. So I'm gonna tend to listen to somebody that has a decent head on their shoulders, and has a structured, life, or a structured situation when it comes to life choices. Now, fashion and clothes, and I don't know, man, whatever the new music or whatever, that's fine. But life choices, nah. How you gonna give me a good life choice, good advice on life choice, and your life is where it is? And that's no knock, that's no disrespect. I'm just saying, I don't want to take serious advice from somebody who has made bad choices most of their lives. And y'all know the relationship thing. It blows my mind. Everybody in a relationship, and the relationships just don't work. But if you see them out in public, you see them smiling, you see they social media pictures, they happy. But behind closed doors, it's a mess. It's a mess. And I really don't understand it, y'all. Like, why people don't know how to be by themselves. What I mean, even if you don't want to be by yourself, why not wait and get to know somebody before you get involved with them? The red flags are always there. They are always there. Nobody is really just so clairvoyant they can just hide all their red flags. Sooner or later, they come out. And all you need is time. But why jump? I don't want you. You knew somebody for 2 months, 3 months, a month. They got muscles, or they got a nice body, or whatever. And you get in a relationship with them. And then what? Y'all, listen, anybody that disagree with me, anybody, and we're not talking about the old days, right? I'm gonna talk about the old days too. We're not talking about the old days though, where a man met a woman, they had kids, had a house, had a dog, had a car. The end. This ain't them days, y'all. This ain't them days. Now it's actually more popular to be promiscuous and in and out of relationships, right? Single parents. It's the thing. So why not just wait? Why? Just you meet somebody. Oh, they look nice. Oh, they got nice hair. Oh, they smell nice. Yeah, cool. Honeymoon phase. Look it up. It's a thing. Then you give them something you can't get back, right? And that don't have to be physical, right? You can move in with them. You can give them the keys to your car, whatever. And then you start to see things like, wait a minute, this person ain't who they said they were. Or maybe this person ain't who I, I'm enjoying. Yeah. Why not wait to find that out? I just look, man. Y'all. I don't know. I can think of one. Oh my goodness. I can think of one relationship in my entire life on this earth. I can only think of one relationship that I would stand on and say that's a solid relationship. Like that man and that woman are happily together. Only one. Anybody that knows me and they say, man, what about my relationship, Ziggy? I promise you, bruh, nah, it's that's not it. It's wrong. And I can give my reasons. But the red flags is always there. And everybody I know, family member, friend, coworker, I can only name one in my whole life that I would stand on and say, yeah, that's a legitimate relationship. You know, one. The rest of them is just like, wait a minute. He's an alcoholic. He don't even pay attention to you. She curses at you. She cheated on you. He hits you. She disrespects you. Y'all don't even do nothing together. It's like, what? What? You don't see it? You don't see it. Here's a good one. You with a dude that don't even help you pay the bills. You with a dude that can't even provide for you. You with a woman that just sits around and waits for you to give her money or complains all the time. Come on now. What? After y'all hooked up, they stopped talking as much. They didn't text as much. They don't call as much. Yeah. It's right there, man. People don't want to see it. Listen, once again, man, anybody feel the way they feel about me, shots fired, that's fine. But come at me and show me why your relationship is solid. And it ain't about being perfect. Ain't no relationship perfect. If you tell me your relationship perfect, I already know it's bad. It's about consistency over time. You ain't and maybe you're okay with that, right? Some women are cool with their man coming home and yelling and cursing and give me a beer, That you may be cool with it, but I promise you that ain't no healthy relationship. There's a lot of women that are with men, especially in where I live. A lot of women are with men because of their money. Like dudes actually pay for women. I'm not making that up. They go and they get women and they spend money on them to be with them. That just blows my mind how dudes can actually do that. But it's a real thing, and it happens a lot where I live. Is that healthy? Because I mean, yeah, you want to pay for a woman to be with you, and she's like 15 years younger than you, and she just needed a way out of opportunity. So, I mean, if that's y'all agreements, okay, I guess that's a good relationship, but is it healthy? Like, you know what I'm saying? Society kind of got us a little delusional about how relationships should work. And if she's happy and you happy, legitimately happy, then I guess that's fine. I ain't really seen that. And I there's no way you can pay for love. You me the one, I'm gonna spend all my money on you and you're gonna love me. No. Because if she love you, don't give her no more money. Don't send her parents no more money. And see what and then let her meet somebody that's willing to do it. See what happened with that love. I'm just saying, like, oh man, it's so many. It just and how do you not get tired of being in and out of relationships? How? Like, this didn't work. Let me get another one. This didn't work. Let me get another one. 8, 9, 10, 11 relationships. And still don't get it. Like, wait a minute, man, 11 people? I've been in 11 relationships and I still ain't got it right. Because guess what? You're not getting younger. And as you get older, listen, let's just get this clear for all you beauty people, because some people, all they have is their beauty. They really think I'm beautiful. So that's good enough. Listen, you beauty people, when you get older, that beauty fades. You get the gray hairs, you get the wrinkled skin, you get the dad bods, the guts, everything, gravity pulls everything down, okay? So all you beautiful people, your looks can only get you by so far. By the time you 50 years old, you should have some kind of stability. Let's let's be honest, man. By the time you 50 years old, you should have some stability. If you 50 years old and you still have to live with someone else, there is no way. There is no way I can take what you say serious. I can't. Because here's my question. 50 years on this earth and you unable to figure it out. Like, I don't even want to say 40 because there's a lot of 40-year-olds that ain't figured it out. I don't even want to say, I want to be 50. You 50 years old and you can't figure it out. You 50 years old and you can't walk outside of your own place and get in your own car and pay your own bills. Because by the time you 50, even if you got kids, they should be grown, right? So, you know what I'm saying? Your kids should kind of be independent. That shouldn't be a problem. But 50 years old and you still don't have nothing, but you want to talk about relationships? What? No. 50 years old with nothing, that is not attractive. It's not. 40 years old with nothing, you 40 years old and you have nothing, that ain't even attractive. But I try to be nice because I know a lot of 40 plus that don't really have nothing for whatever reasons. But it ain't about not having the opportunity. It's about you just made bad choices. You could have made different choices. You didn't. That's why you are where you are. I don't want to hear nothing about, man, child support taking all my money. Oh, man, I got this divorce and they took half of everything. Or my job ain't giving me enough hours. I don't want to hear that. I don't come from a world of excuses. Okay? And I promise you, I can match struggles with the best of them. I promise you. Okay? So for me to know struggles and to know that you still can make, create a lane and be okay. You ain't got to be the richest or the wealthiest, but just be okay functioning. You can't sell that to me. I'm sorry. Man, Ziggy, man, you just don't know. Man, everywhere, I know what it's like. I've been these homeless, no job, all that. Y'all know my story. And I'm not special. I'm just a guy. I'm not no model. I ain't, my brothers are some very handsome men. Women look at them and just melt. I never had that. I've never had that handsomeness like my brothers. I've always had to use my charisma and the power of my tongue to entice. So I don't know. It's if you don't work, you don't eat, man. That's been my philosophy. That's been my MO for everything, right? When something breaks, I can spend hundreds of thousands of dollars for somebody to fix it, or I fix it myself. I figure it out. That's all I know. And that's the only thing I know. And I get it. Everybody don't have that ability, right? Now, if you're a man, first of all, I hold men, I know everybody's equal. I got to be careful with my words, Jesus Christ. But I hold men to a different standard than women. I've always considered a man as the provider overall, as the shelter, as the head. Like, if I have a woman and I have children, whenever they're gonna stand behind me, I'm gonna be in front of them. I'm gonna shelter them. If it's rain, I'm gonna cover them. I've always done that. There are dudes that have women that do that to them. They live off the woman and drive her car and spend her money and I'm like, that don't make sense to me. And for any man that lives like that, I don't consider you a man. I actually consider you a dependent. A dependent. Now, understand, there's a difference between your woman cooking for you and getting you Taco Bell at 3:00 in the morning. I remember them days. And stuff like that. That's different. That's relationship. That's, I do for you, courting, whatever. But hey, I'm not gonna go to work. I need some money. I ain't gonna pay no bills. You give me money. I'm gonna sit at the house, play my video game all day. I ain't gonna take care of my kids. I'm gonna run the streets. You're not a man. You're a dependent. And it's women that are okay with that. Am I lying? It's women that they love that they have to take care of a man because I don't know if it's the nurturing side of them, but they feel empowered or they feel that the man loves them. To be able to, as a woman, over 40, We talking about over 40 because that's where all my peers are, right? And I'm not telling y'all from what I heard. I'm telling you from what I know. Over 40, yeah, girl, I just bought my man some Jordans. He ain't got no job and he cheat on me and he do drugs and he's definitely not good looking, but yeah, bought him some Jordans. Listen, man, I'm not making that up either. Okay, I'm not making that up. That is a real thing. That is a real thing. And I'm like, so is it love? Is it foolishness? Is it insecurity? Like, what is it? What makes a woman go to those lengths for a man that clearly doesn't deserve it? Like he hits you, cheats on you, don't have a job, and you love him and you take care of him and you pay for his stuff. Like, what? I don't even talk to dudes like that. If you were my friend at some point in my life and you are like that as a man, I'm not gonna talk to you. I'm not. That's crazy to me. What? How I don't we don't relate. At a minimum, if you have a wife, okay, you got a wife, and y'all don't have nowhere to stay. At a minimum, every day you wake up, you should be trying to figure out how to get you a roof over you and your wife's head. I don't even know how that's the argument. I don't even know how no man can argue with me and say, well, I disagree. Really? Well, what's your take on it? You and your wife and y'all kids don't have y'all own place. And you don't think as the man, as the husband, as the boyfriend, as the father, you don't think your main job is to work towards providing that shelter? Getting your roof over your own head? You don't think that? Like what? What are we doing? And if you a woman and that's your man and that's how he is, why do you accept that? Why do you allow him to be that way? I'm not finna roll over next to somebody. If I was a woman, then I'm not finna roll over looking next to a man and say, you know what? We ain't got nowhere to live. We ain't got our own place. You ain't doing everything in your power to get us our own place. But you my king, you my husband, you my boyfriend. I'ma just love you anyway. You, you see what the problem is? You got one person enabling the bad behavior and the other person, just being bad because they ain't got no consequences. What are we doing? What are we doing? Getting cheated on and staying in relationships. What? Now I know I get it. Hey Ziggy, I mean, some people deserve second chances. Cool. I get it. Not me. You cheat on me, we're done. It's over. Matter of fact, before I get in a relationship with you, I'm gonna make sure cheating ain't even an option. You know why? Because I'm gonna take the time to get to know you. Remember I said that earlier? I'm gonna take the time to get to know you. I ain't finna be just willy-nilly. Oh, she way better than my ex. She look better. She cook better. She talk better. She got more money. Is that's all it takes? Like, don't compare your guy after me to me. Don't do that. Cause what's the point? If you're trying to do better than me, why are you comparing them to me? It should be somebody that's nothing like me. If it didn't work out with me, whoever you go to, it should be somebody that's nothing like me. Because whatever I was, it didn't work. So if I meet a woman and she's something like a woman I was with that it didn't work out, then no, that's a red flag for me. Like, wait a minute, you kind of like, you know, I'm not gonna say nothing in the beginning. I'm gonna just wait and see because things play out, man. And it's not about being perfect. At over the age of 40, stop. Y'all look, you're not gonna find a perfect person. Honestly, you may not even really find a person that meets all your standards because people can have outrageous standards. But then at that point, it becomes, what am I willing to accept outside of my standards? And is it worth it to me? Because there's no perfect person. There's no perfect woman or perfect man. We all got flaws. But what am I willing to accept outside of my standards to be with this woman or be with this man? It's not hard, man. I just see it. I see it and I hear it and I'm just like, yeah, that ain't gonna work. Y'all relationship ain't gonna work. But see, I can't say that because then I'm the negative Nancy, right? I'm the negative guy like, oh, well, Ziggy, because you want to be by yourself, you don't think nobody should be in a relationship. No, it's not what I'm saying. I'm by myself by choice. I'm at a place in my life where I don't need another person. I don't need a relationship for nothing. I don't. Everything I want, everything I have, and everything I work towards, I don't need to be in a relationship. However, if I do decide to get into a relationship later on, I'm gonna make sure it's legit on the up and up. I'm gonna go through that stuff. Like, look, we need to make sure this is right. I hear what you're saying. This dream you selling. Oh, I'd be the perfect girlfriend for you. You don't know what I would be like in a relationship because we never was in a relationship. Yeah, but I know what you like. I see the jealousy. I see the insecurities. You don't listen. All those things for me is a red flags. I'm not gonna be in a relationship with a woman that don't listen. Forget that. If I'm talking to you and you keep interrupting me, you can guarantee one thing about us is we never gonna be in a relationship. Period. That I'm not that standard. A woman that can listen, I'm not dropping that for nobody. Because relationships should be about give a little, take a little, but growth and development. I cannot grow with somebody that don't listen. And if you interrupting everything I say, there's no way you listening. So we can't grow together. Now we can talk sports. We can crack jokes in there, send little funny memes, but relationship, forget it. And if that makes me bad or wrong, then so be it. But I'm not finna be hopping in and out of relationships, man, and now I gotta go through my pictures and delete them or change this or do that. Or, somebody asks me, yeah, what happened to old girl? Yeah, I had to get rid of her weird, but nah, I ain't doing that. Nah, I'm good. So if somebody gets, if I officially announce somebody as my girl, then everybody that knows me know that she she's on the up and up. And she ain't gotta be the best looking, because Lord knows there's a lot of good looking women that have nothing. They just cute. Or they can take good pictures, but they have nothing. What I'm gonna do with that at my age? What is anybody gonna do with that at over the age of 40, almost 50? What I'm gonna do with that? Yeah, you look good and you gotta have decent body and you whatever, but you don't have nothing. You don't have no substance. You don't listen. You complain. You don't like. What are we doing? Really? And the same thing as a man. Like, you meet a guy and he just looks good or he's good in bed. My grandmother told me, she said, she said, women will put up with a lot for a man that's good in bed. And I laugh, but I think about it and it's true. Like, wait a minute. Maybe it is true, because I don't know what else they got that keeps women, engaged or whatever. But I don't know, man. It's a slippery slope. And I got some really good friends that are, single by choice, and they doing okay in life. Men and women, you know. It's possible. You can be by yourself for years, decades, and be doing okay in life. You meet somebody, you enjoy each other's company, presence, and time, and that's what it is. We ain't got to make something out of nothing, people. We're adults, right? Be upfront, be honest. This is what it is. This is what it isn't. Don't think just because we do this and I took you to a movie or I flew you to visit me or I flew to visit you that somehow that makes you special. A little bit more than that, you know. But I don't know, because you got to be careful, because you got the people that sell dreams, right? Oh, you the only one. Man, girl, I knew when I met you, I ain't want nothing else. And women fall for it. Dudes fall for it too. You, I ain't never met a man like you. I can't see myself in nobody. Man, shut up. Like, dudes be falling for that stuff. What? Remember, it's not what people say, it's what they do. 90% of communication is nonverbal. So don't listen so much to what people say. Watch what they do. What they say is going to be their personality. And a lot of people got great personalities. Oh yeah, great. They smile and people like them, but how they move, that's their character. Pay attention to that. And that's what I'm surgical with that. You can tell me whatever you want. I look you dead in your face. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then I'm gonna watch how you move, you know? Oh yeah, I'm not a social person. Oh really? Well, why are you always on social media? Why are you scrolling up and down everybody's picture? Why are you posting a picture every single day? Why are you asking me about who is this and that on my social media? But you're not a social media person. Okay, sure. I'm not jealous. I'm not insecure. Well, why every time you see another woman or another man, you say something about them? Come on now. That's jealousy 101. That's insecurities 101. And that is not cute. Man or woman, a jealous man, a jealous woman, an insecure man, an insecure woman, it's not cute. What are we doing? What? I couldn't even imagine worrying about what another man doing with a girl that I was involved with. I can't even, why? What is that gonna do in my life? How's that gonna affect my life? Because a girl that I was involved with didn't work out or whatever, she went on to somebody else. Or even a girl that I want. Let's say it's a girl that I want and she wants somebody else. Hey, there's the door. Go be with them. But you want somebody and they don't want you and you mad at them? Well, first of all, why don't they want you? Let's start with that. You're a good person. You great in relationships. You don't lie, blah, blah, blah. Why they don't want you? Here come the excuses. Oh, well, because, I used to, and they thought, nope, mm-mm. Maybe you're not the person you think you are. Maybe you just a little bit below that. Maybe you're a lot below that. But when you got to compare yourself to somebody's physical attributes, oh, she look like this, or he don't got muscles, he fat. What they got to do with anything? Now I know you just insecure. That's even worse. Oh, you must like ugly people, or you must like fat people. How about I like people that have substance? How about I don't like people that just look good and don't have nothing? Maybe that's the thing, right? Where I am, I want somebody that can match that or exceed it, or come close. If I'm here and you ain't even on the freaking scale, you down here somewhere, how's that gonna work? Now I gotta work extra hard to bring you up. Nah, if you like here, or here, or maybe up here somewhere, yeah, that's growth and development for me. But you way down here somewhere, and oh no. So I didn't want to make this about relationships, man, but it somehow turned into that because I really don't understand some people's relationships or their ideologies on relationships. And some people think that if I get in a relationship, all my problems are going to be solved, and all of a sudden I'm going to become a different person. No, all your problems not going to be solved. You're not going to become a different person. See, that's what you need to fix before you get in a relationship. You need to fix that before you try to get in a relationship. Don't tell nobody, I just need somebody to make me better. What? If you need somebody to make you better, you're gonna be in trouble for the rest of your life. Now, somebody can bring out something that's already in you. They can bring out greatness in you. They can help you realize that. They can even motivate you and inspire you to make better choices. But for you to need somebody to change who you are fundamentally over the age of 40, I don't think it's gonna work. It's too late. You 45 years old, you probably set in your ways. You ain't listening to nobody. Because you don't think nothing wrong with you. Or you do acknowledge something's wrong with you, but you don't want to do nothing to change it. And that's just as bad as not saying nothing wrong with you. You know something wrong, you're not willing to change it. What do you think is gonna happen? What do you think your future's gonna be like? Right? It's accountability, people. Constructive criticism. You gotta be able to accept that you jacked up. You gotta accept that if you want to change. If you can't accept that, if you out here pretending to be something you're not, like fronting and imitating something you are or somebody you are not, it's only gonna come out in the end. Because there's somebody that knows the real you. Somebody out here like, man, that ain't who that is. What they talking about? Take care of their kids? No, they don't. They don't take care of their kids. Faithful in relationships? No, they don't. They cheating. Like it's somebody that knows. But see, if you upfront, if you upstanding and honest and upfront with everybody, you ain't got that problem. Just be upfront with everybody. Now they got a choice. Hey, am I gonna deal with you knowing that you a jerk, that you whatever, or am I gonna keep it moving? Well, you got the choice because I told you everything. So if you deal with me, you know everything. And don't complain about it later on because I told you exactly what it was. And if you don't want to deal with it, hey, keep it moving. And that way, nobody time get wasted. But y'all, these relationships is, I know a bunch of people that's like, I told them like, yeah, this ain't gonna work. The relationship ain't gonna work. I told them, gave reasons, and they still did it. And it's like, okay, well, you grown, do what you want to do. I hope it works out for you. But more than likely it's not. So, but that's it, man. I'm gonna get off my soapbox. The sound is gonna be a little off. I'm trying to get it right. I'm playing with things, sound effects and stuff. I don't know. But yeah, that sounds like the Blue Oysters from Police Academy. I don't know. We just trying stuff, man. It's all about learning and doing better. But y'all know the routine, man. Thanks for watching my podcast. If you got something to say, leave it in the comments. Be sure to like, share, subscribe. And until the next YouTube video, be easy.